Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about altitudes in triangles. So an altitude of a triangle is a line that connects the vertex or a vertex to the opposite side at a 90-degree angle. So that's going to be a perpendicular angle, right? So we're going to draw a line from the vertex, from the corner of a triangle to the other side, but it has to be a 90-degree angle. So sometimes, and I should notate that on here, so, and where those all meet is called our orthocenter, Now, sometimes for right triangles, they can be on the triangle. Obtuse triangles, they're on the outside of the triangle, and acute triangles, they're on the inside. So let's talk about how that works. First, let me show you a couple of these. Our first one is a right triangle. So I have a right triangle here, and you can see if I take from this vertex and I go straight down at a 90-degree angle, and from this angle to the opposite side, if I create a 90-degree angle, and from this side to the opposite angle is going to give me a 90-degree angle here. So if we have these guys, it is on, here is our orthocenter right here on a right on the right triangle. So there's our orthocenter. Okay, now let's take a look. All right, so this is an acute triangle, and you'll see some hash marks from where I used my compass to make sure that I was getting a perpendicular line. Because not only do I want it perpendicular, but it has to be perpendicular and matching up to this angle. So you don't want to be confused. Remember, at the very beginning when we talked about these, we talked about perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisectors, remember, are ones that cut this in half and go and are perpendicular just like this, but they don't go to the angle. So the difference between altitude and these are that so just like this, right? So we get these both have right angles, but these ones do not go to the angles or the vertices of vertices is probably a better word, of our triangle. Okay, so here we see that our orthocenter is right in the middle here. Now let's talk about this when it comes to an obtuse angle. Okay, so the first thing you do when we're drawing these obtuse angles is we take our straight edge and we extend out all of our lines here for our triangle. And that will help us find from the angle, the vertice or the vertex, to the other side, because sometimes, like I said, it is on the outside. So as we do this, it's easier to rotate, so I apologize. Go just like that. There we go. Okay, so let me get that back up here. Okay, so let's start with this angle right here. We want to go from this angle to the side opposite of it and create a 90-degree angle. So what we do is we take our compass and we go to the side opposite of it, and we want to create an arc that goes through two spots. And so I'm going to put my needle down, and then I'm going to create, it's a little too small. We got to go a little hard. Let's go a little bit bigger. This could be a messy process. Okay, maybe a tiny bit. Okay, here we go. So there's one spot and there's another spot. Okay, so I have two spots here. Let me mark those down so you can see it. I got a spot there and a spot there. So now what I'm gonna do is take my needle, and you can move the needle around. You can move it back and forth, doesn't matter. But what you do wanna do is you're gonna go to this point that we just created, and it needs to be a little more than halfway. So a little bit more than halfway for this guy. Draw another arc. And then we go here. And so when I say halfway, I mean a little more than halfway between our two points. So I didn't draw it big enough because that always happens. So I've got to go back and draw that. Okay, there we go. So we've got this point right here. That's going to give us our perpendicular. So what we have now are 2 points. We have this guy right here, and then this vertex that we did. So if I draw this guy, take my straight edge, and I come from here all the way over to right here. Let's do it with a pen so you can see. All right. So now what I'm going to do is this angle right here, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to take our angle here, and what I want to do is at this angle, I want to go to the line across from it. I want to go across two spots. So that's not going to be enough. There we go. I think that'll intersect. I am mistaken. It will not intersect. Let's go a little further. All right, here we go. Kablam. Kablam. You got to make the sound, otherwise it doesn't work. I got a point right here. I got a point right here. And again, between those 2 points, what I want to do is make sure that my compass is a little bit more than halfway. That's a lot. Here's this point. That's more than halfway. Let's go a little bit. Okay, and so then I'll create an arc here. Bam. Go over to this guy. We're going to do the same thing here. Kablam. Okay, so I have this point right here. And we were doing it from this angle right here. So now what we've got is this guy. We go from there through there. And so now I know that that is a 90-degree angle. All right, here we go. Gotta make the sound, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay, so now I got a big mess here, right? You can clean it up, of course. We can get rid of a bunch of this, especially because I mess up when I'm drawing my arcs. And what I'll do is I'll go back in. All right, so let's clean that up. And these are so fun to learn. You can use, if you're an art student, you can use your compass and protractor for making all sorts of things like various shapes. I'm obviously not an art person because I say various shapes and I don't actually name any shapes that you can make, but rainbows work really well, or hearts, or concentric circles, meaning one circle inside the other. Those are always nice. Okay, so what I should do too, by the way, is we're going to say that these guys are 90 degrees to here, and then this one is 90 degrees to this guy right here. Okay, so again, it is 90 degrees from the vertex, the corner, all the way to the other side, and sometimes that is on the outside. So now we've got this guy right here in the center, and so I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go to this one across from it, and I need to go in a little bit bigger. And I need to go at least 2 spots. So when I rotate this guy, you'll see that I get 2 spots there. Kablam. Let's go ahead and put this right here and this right here. And now what we're going to do is, again, it has to be a little bit more than half. So we're going to say, all right, just like that. And then we're going to go to the other point right here. Oh. That's my sound of, oh shoot, it's moving. Okay, now we're gonna take our straight edge. We got our point here. All right, we got our straight edge. We got, and our other point, because it's going to the corner of the vertex there. So I go like this, from that point to that point, but I'm gonna extend it out. Whoops, there we go. Extend that guy out. I wrote my point off a little bit. Just like that. So that guy right there is and this is going to create a 90-degree angle with the opposite side. So that guy right there is our orthocenter. And again, those are all created by altitudes, not by perpendicular bisectors. I know they create perpendicular lines, but you've got to make sure that you know the difference between the two. All right, friends, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next time.